because I have to,
Charged by the minute.
well, now you can start.
Oh, okay, call to order Norfolk Middlesex Council of Governments, Wednesday, July 16, 2025 at 7:01. And like to have a roll call, Mary, please.
Dina Favreau, Chris Trabue,
Here.
Mary McBride, here. Pat Wojcik,
Here.
John Souza,
Here.
Doug Bruce,
Present.
Tim Savage,
Here.
Bill Tebow,
Here.
Wayne Janess,
Here.
Jerry Frechette,
Here.
Chuck Walkovich,
Here.
Steve Zemelis,
Here.
Jonathan Champa. He's on Zoom.
He is.
No,
Yeah, it was, you're right.
Yeah.
he was Jonathan.
It still says.
Here.
John. Okay, thank you.
Kimberly O'Brien is here.
Here.
Joni Croteau
Here.
and Adele Coughlin.
I am here.
I,
Okay, Adele, where's Adele? Thank you very much. Let's move on to meeting minutes of June 18th, 2025.
Alex Louder has just entered the Zoom room.
thank you.
Alex.
Minutes are on the screen.
Alex is here. And Alex. Okay, any comments, any changes on the minutes from the council?
I just
Yeah.
have one edit
Sure,
on that first page under councilors.
yeah.
Wayne Janess is listed as a select board member, I know, I don't think they have them.
They just-
Not
Good
since,
catch.
thank you.
And
Would you like to join the select board?
That would be a promotion.
I got enough balls in the air. I'm not looking for any more. But thank you.
I can't have the document.
3 or 5, 9, yeah, okay.
We have the edit, it's not gonna let me edit it right now.
I have one, it's on, excuse me, nominating committee goals required. It says Mrs. Ray requested 3 volunteers, I should have been the chair.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
correct, right.
Okay.
and on the first page under announcements, it says Rich Russo is to start planning, but I believe he's the coordinator.
That's correct. Should say.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other changes, additions? If not, might hear a motion to accept the meetings with the changes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes with the recommended amendments.
Second.
Roll call. Please.
Chris Trabue,
Aye.
Mary McBride, aye. Pat Wojcik,
Yes,
John Souza,
Aye.
Tim Savage,
Aye.
Bill Tebow,
Yes.
Wayne Janess,
Yes.
Jerry Frechette,
Aye.
I'm sorry, Gerard Frechette. Chuck Walkovich,
Aye.
Steve Zemelis,
Aye.
Jonathan Champa,
Aye.
Alex Louder,
Aye.
hey Alex,
Oh my God, yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry, I just got myself mixed up. Give me 1 second. Sorry. And that's all.
Adele.
Oh, I'm sorry, good point. Adele Coughlin,
Aye.
thank you.
We made it. Good, thank you very much. Minutes have been accepted. Next up, financial report and warrant.
Yes, Sarah is on vacation, so you have the board detail in front of you, I believe. I've got the sign sheet for you as well. I guess, just letting you know, there's a lot of things that say they're estimated here, because obviously you're not meeting in August, so we need to make sure that we have things that need to be paid, getting paid, so, that's why you see a number of things as estimates, which includes both, typical payables and then also payroll, with a total of, warrant total of $368,652.67 for that 2-month period. Glad to answer any questions.
Any questions for Jenny on financials? Hearing none, need a motion to accept them?
So moved.
Second,
Moved by Chuck and seconded by Megan.
Roll call, please.
Chris True,
Aye.
Mary McBride, aye. Pat Wojcik.
Yes.
John Souza,
Aye.
Tim Savage.
Aye.
Bill Tebow,
Yes.
Wayne Janess,
Yes.
Gerard Frechette,
Aye.
Chuck Wolkovich,
Aye.
Stephen Demolish,
Aye.
Jonathan Champa,
Aye.
Alex Louder,
Aye.
Kimberly O'Brien,
Aye.
Adele Coughlin,
Aye.
and Joni Croto.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We're moving right along. Agenda item number 4, adoption of Greater Lowell Stronger Together, the 2025-2030 Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy says. Who's doing the presentation?
Well, I am going to kick it off and then I'm gonna hand it over to Chris Hayes.
Thank you.
So this is the follow-up to last month's presentation, as well as the presentation you had in February. Where we have finished our SEDS document, and it's called Greater Lowell Stronger Together, as you can see. It's our next 5-year strategy, and at this point, the comment period has ended. We are looking tonight for the council to officially adopt the strategy. And Chris is gonna walk us through sort of the very high level strategies once again, as well as some of the next step actions that we're gonna take. I'm glad to put it on the screen if needed, but also we don't have any other formal presentation. So perhaps if there's any questions after Chris makes his remarks, we can open up the document and refer to anything that people have questions about. There's also 2 printed copies here in the room for anybody who would like them. And if people, more than 2 people want copies,
We'll fight
we are
over it.
glad to make more. And then the last thing I'll note is that Chris Worley from Fourth Economies, who is the consulting firm, we've been working with on sets, is also present on the Zoom. So with that, I think I'm going to turn it, hi Chris, I'm gonna turn it over to Chris Hayes.
Okay, and Chris, if you want to give maybe an 2-sentence introduction to you and your work, and then I'll kind of go, I want a quick summary of you.
Yeah, thank you for letting me join, and it's really been a pleasure of ours to work on this planning process. I heard Steve's voice when I first hopped on the Zoom call, and I was like, oh, I'm in a place with familiar faces again on this call. This has been about a 9-month process with us. NMCOG has been an excellent host and convener of this process, and we've been really happy to support. What Chris Hayes is about to show off is the final effort, but it's been cumulative over the 9 months that we've been a part of the planning process. I'm just here to listen and support tonight, but we've had a really good experience working with this group. So thanks for letting me join.
Thank you for joining, Chris. And so I won't go over maybe the.
Chris, can I ask you actually come to the table just to be closer to the microphone of the applicant,
Okay, sure.
please? Thank you.
So I won't go over the stand.
Okay.
I will go over the kind of process we used to get there, because we talked about that last time, or the kind of structure of the SEDS. We talked about that last time too. But if you do have questions, that's why Chris and I are here tonight. But just as a high level reminder, this is the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy. It's a 5-year plan to guide NMCOG and our partners it is important to maintain because it maintains our eligibility for certain grant programs with the United States Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration, the EDA. And so the vote tonight is to adopt this. And the next step would be submitting that to the EDA for their approval. And once they approve it, then we are eligible for those grant programs. We continue to be. The other things, kind of most immediate actions that we really plan to do, that will set the stage for the 4 strategies that I'm gonna mention. After submitting the SEDS to approval for the EDA, we want to continue recruiting and strengthening the SEDS committee, because we see that as an implementation committee that will work over the next 5 years to make sure that this is being implemented, have all the partners that are referenced in the plan in that SEDS committee. We are going to actively pursue that economic development designation status that we voted on last month. We will be talking to the state executive office of economic development about our regional plan to talk about how they can be partners in its implementation. And we hopefully will be planning another economic development summit in early spring of next year. Just like we had this year, it was a success. People want to do it again, so we're going to try and make it happen again. And then beyond that, we will take kind of the initial actions on each of those strategy pillars we kind of talked about last month. Pillar 1, which is creating economic development capacity. So we're going to really work with our partners like Middlesex 3, which is the regional economic development organization for most of the towns in our region. And the Mass Higher Grade Local Workforce Board and Chambers of Commerce, others, to kind of develop a formalized agreement, maybe a memorandum of understanding, an MOU, or some other type of written, signed agreement that really defines what each of us do in the economic development ecosystem. Really looking at the roles like visioning, like business outreach, marketing to attract new businesses into our region, helping municipalities on their individual economic plans, and more. We might have a consultant, we might seek funding, we're really looking at how the best way to do that will be. But that goal is to increase the combined capacity of our region. So all of the agencies increase all of our capacities to basically attract businesses or to support the businesses that are already in our region. Pillar 2, about strong places and towns. Our big step there will be developing a destination development strategy. And so what destination development is identifying all the assets of the region, all the tourism, visitation, special places, and special events that make our region unique. Find compelling themes and identify ways to leverage those themes. So that might be by identifying particular capital improvements to improve those special places. That might also be marketing strategies, things like that. We would, of course, again, work with partners like our Regional Tourism Council, Revolutionary Valley Visitor Bureau, and other partners. The goal there is to really make sure we're being strategic in targeting improvements to both get more customers into our local businesses, but also just improve the quality of life for the residents. Pillar 3, leveraging signature opportunities. That next step, that big idea, will be to really leverage our strengthened SEDS committee to form a bunch of task forces and really figure out what those subcommittees' charges are and who they report to and how we will make sure that their work and their studies and their recommendations are implemented. Who will those recommendations go to, etc. And the first task force we can really move to create on that front is leveraging recent funding. We just received word we'll be receiving about $64,000 a year for the next couple of years in technical assistance funds for federal funding assistance, providing more federal grants, working with federal funding, etc. And so we can use that to develop strategies for economic development utilizing funds from agencies like the EDA. We can also piggyback. There's a Northeast Corridor Coalition looking at clean technology, which is kind of the new state priority. So looking at ways our region could be best prepared to and best positioned to receive funding for that clean technology, which is a lot of different things. It means a lot of different things to the state, depending on the region. It could be advanced manufacturing of batteries, for example, but it could be just strengthening the building footprints so that they use less energy. A lot of different ideas. And so our goal there really is to really position the region for that funding, but for other big opportunities, the link, mass leads, etc. Then finally, pillar 4, the final pillar is the infrastructure pillar. It's the roads and transit and energy and housing pillar. And the goal that we have there, the immediate action is, again, maybe seeking funding for, maybe finding a consultant for, depending, a regional growth plan. And so that regional growth plan would involve working with each of the municipalities and identifying those places that are ideal for growth, economic development, maybe housing, maybe small businesses, etc., and ideal and desired for conservation and protection. And then that regional growth strategy will help us target funds for infrastructure improvements better, will make us more competitive for infrastructure improvements, and really figure out exactly what we need in terms of the increased sewer or energy or transit capacity that we need in the region. That is my spiel. So those are kind of what you have to look forward to in the next 3 to 6 months. The beginnings of each of those things. Some may move faster than others, depending on what funding opportunities are available, but we're going to be having our eyes open for all of those things.
Thank you.
Excellent. I just want to say thank you to Chris and also Isabel, who both participated very frequently with the planning team, and specifically with Fourth Economy. And Fourth Economy was actually Chris Worley, as well as 3 other staff from their agency, and we just really appreciated the opportunity to work together on this process.
And can I just comment, because Chris, what you just went over was really fantastic, because I've been on the sites committee since the beginning of time, and Steve's been on for a long time. This time around, the meetings didn't meet my schedule very well, but I participated in getting back some feedback from getting people involved. But this is the first time that there's been some sort of a plan to actually implement the document, and having the committee functioning, a committee post establishment of the document. So I think I'm excited by that, because we've done this before, and it creates a nice document, but not a lot happens after that. So anyways, I think that's it's symbolic of the way we've been doing things last couple of years. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I also want to thank Fourth Economy too for doing an outstanding job. Thank you, Chris, and your staff and your group. We worked together fairly closely doing some of those meetings, and you guys reached out to the communities and got good feedback, I'm sure. And I like that the best, because you actually talking to the people that actually are involved in the communities and, trying to make things better for themselves, quality of life. So, it was a great process, and I hope in the future we can do something like that again.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any? Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, just my reflection of the process was the same. And so some of the things that stood out to us is, the region has a lot of those key industries that Chris Hayes was mentioning. It's kind of one of the best kept secrets in Massachusetts. Employment in those industries that are those key driving industries that the state sets up higher than the rest: life sciences, defense, advanced technologies, advanced manufacturing. The region has twice the amount of employment in those industries than the state does in terms of industry concentration. Those industries are responsible for 40% of the growth of workers in the region over the last 20 years. Steve, your point about integrating the communities into the planning process, we knew that this was not a one size fits all approach. And so some of the things that we did in the document, as you see, is the community profiles are front and center within the report, and then within each of the strategies, especially developing strong places in towns, we wanted to put communities have different priorities and different concerns, and we wanted to put that kind of front and center. And then the last thing that I want to say is in terms of implementation, in terms of developing the capacity of economic development and building that ecosystem, Chris Hayes, Jennifer, were really, really key in talking to the partners throughout this process and managing the relationships with everybody that's a part of this plan. So, this plan going out and being finalized tonight, those partners that are listed in the plan are not going to be surprised by the content of the plan. They've been briefed. There's been lots of meetings and discussion around it, and hopefully that builds towards kind of like this coalition model that Chris has been talking about. So those are the three highlights that I wanted to make sure to add to the great presentation by Chris.
Thank you. Any other comments or any more discussion on this topic?
I just want to say I read through the plan and I thought it was very well done. I did have a question just out of curiosity on, I found the data really interesting on, for each of the member towns, principally where those residents are employed in the region, and the conversely, the principal industries where the employees come from, all different communities. Was that information gleaned from like federal or state income tax returns to determine that? Or I was just curious. It's interesting because we don't have that information at the municipal level, so.
Yeah, there is a data product called Longitudinal Employment Household Dynamics, LEHD. And there's an app online called On the Map. So if you search for LEHD on the map, you will get our data source. That does, I believe, include combining census data with tax returns in order to produce those estimates of where people live that, exactly that. It does have a number of other estimates based on American Community Survey data, such as their mode of travel to work, etc.
Okay, anything else? Thanks again, Chris. Appreciate it. Well, two Chris's, three Chris's.
I just had one thing, which was I like to see there was what was it, the Home Depot? That was I believe it was on the crossroads there. It was just a nice touch to see. I know it's the town's collaborating and whatnot. It was a nice project to have. And basically, what's good is that the data, I'm actually gonna probably bring, I'll probably bring the full document, but I'll probably be selecting the portion for Borica. We're gonna be going over, probably some zoning changes soon, so just sort of, and being able to use that data, maybe be helpful to some of the board members when making decisions, specifically, what we're trying to attract, what we're actually trying to do. So hopefully, I'll be able to actually use the document will at least be used for me in the future, regarding some zoning changes, and hopefully it will be helpful to other board members. So thank you guys again.
And especially new board members. Yeah, you board members, because they can get up on that and get the information right up hand, and something to do all the research for. It's just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and it's extensive, and so I think it would be surprising to see, whether it's like top 5 employers or what you're actually, the industries that are actually in, or what, so it was interesting to see that, for at least for Borica's. So then just strategize in the future about something, so.
Thank you. Any other comments or? Okay, thanks again, appreciate it. Let's move on to.
We have to vote
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
adopt the
Yeah,
plan.
well, let's vote on it. We're talking about
So,
great
yes,
things.
it sounds great.
Yeah.
Very
Should we handle
encouraging.
it?
Somebody may want to entertain a vote now.
Oh. Have a motion to accept the,
We have to vote to adopt.
yeah, okay, motion to adopt the Greater Lowell Stronger Together 2025-2030 Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy. Second?
Yeah, or so moved, second,
Who made the motion?
I mean, I said second, I don't know if
So
so.
Wayne did the first after that.
Thank you, Wayne.
And then Chris, all right, second, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mary?
Christopher Booth,
Aye.
Mary McBride, aye. Pat Wojcik.
Yes.
John Souza,
Aye.
Tim Savage.
Aye.
We have another new member who has come into the room, Don. Hi.
I'm Tom Palmer, yeah, Don.
Thank you.
So, welcome. The board of selectmen.
So Don Plummer,
Yes.
Tim Savage,
Okay.
Wayne Janess,
Yes.
Barry Frechette,
Aye.
Chuck Walkovich,
Aye.
Stephen Demoulas,
Aye.
Rich Russo,
Aye.
Jonathan Champa,
Aye.
Kimberly O'Brien,
Aye.
Adele Coughlin,
Aye.
and Joni Croto.
Aye.
Okay, congratulations,
Wonderful.
adoption's been approved.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for Morning.
Good job, Chris.
Great to see you.
Let's move to executive director's report, agenda item number 5, Jenny.
Just.
Jenny, can
Yes,
I?
all right. With that,
I'm gonna hop off if that's okay.
of course, yes. Thank you, Chris. Great
Thank
to
you
see
all. Great seeing
Talk to
you.
soon.
You too.
Okay,
Bye, Chris.
just grab the document. Second. Right. Okay, so, all right, well, I was going to say, welcome to Don first, and, usually I put time, he was on his way here, he was on his phone, actually, for. He was, it was Don's phone, and so actually, before I start, I thought I might give you the opportunity, we usually have a welcome to new members and an opportunity for you to introduce yourself properly to the group, and we'll go around and just do a quick, let you know who's here at the table. Don.
Sure, my name is Don Plummer, new selectman in Drake. And I lived in Drake for 40 years before it ever even occurred to me to get involved. Spent 9 years on the CPC, which only opened my eyes to even more things that I felt like I could bring value to. So my mission is to help Drake make better business decisions and better economic development decisions. So because of that, I think I was appointed to this board. It's good to be here. Thank you.
Maybe we can just quickly.
Yeah,
Hey.
Steve Dunn was former selectman in Pepperell. There was NMCOG organization for over 20 years and involved in a lot of different committees and stuff in Pepperell and so forth, so welcome. Well, Bill Tebow,
Because
I'm the alternate counselor.
Chris Travu, I'm a planning board member of Lorica, so. Also.
Hi, Kimberly O'Brien, I'm a planning board member in Kingsborough.
Nice.
Mary McBride, I'm the alternate from Billerica, I'm on the finance committee and an assortment of other committees, and this is the first time I've taken attendance that Drake had perfect attendance.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Hey. Keep it up.
I'm Kelly Lanham, I'm deputy director at NMCOG. Nice to meet you.
Jenny, of course. Nice to see you again.
Doug Bruce, alternate from Chelmsford.
Chris Hayes, Housing and Economic Development Program Manager. Director of Housing and Economic Development.
Shy.
And
It's new.
yeah, as of yesterday, so.
Hang it up.
For NIMCOG, yes.
Pat Wojcik on the select board in Chelmsford.
Hey, I'm John Souza, I'm a member of the Chelmsford Planning Board and also serve as the town finance director.
Tim Savage, straight.
Goes on.
And then Barry Frechette, city board, please.
Need to check.
And Donna.
I'm Dr. Rigo, Executive Assistant at NMCOG.
Nice to meet you.
And on Zoom, Wayne.
Wayne Janess, member of the Lowell City Council.
Chuck.
Chuck Walkovich, Select Board Member, Town of Pepperell.
Adele.
Hi, Adele Coughlin, Select Board of Tingsboro, alternate member of NMCOG.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Champa, three-year member of the Tewksbury Planning Board.
Joni.
Hi, Joni Croto, Town of Westford Planning Board.
Rich.
Hi, Rich Russo, member of the Select Board in Tewksbury.
Great. Thank you, everybody. And welcome, John.
Thank you, thank you.
To just the beginning. As you can hear, many people have been here for some time and enjoy participating. We hope we have many opportunities to do that with you. All right. We're silly right now, sorry.
That's okay.
All right, so first thing I want to say is that is something that's at the way bottom of my report. And I don't wanna save it for last, because we just kind of, it just kind of snuck out there, but I'm sorry, I'm making you dizzy if you're online. But I just wanted to say that yesterday, we had the opportunity to, Chris is now the Director of Housing and Economic Development for the agency. He has been with the agency since October of 2021, as most of you know. He was promoted to as a program manager a couple of years ago and has very much demonstrated that he is the Director of Housing and Economic Development here in the agency. And somebody who has been very trustworthy in terms of working on both all of the programs, the policies, and getting the plans done, bringing in new revenue, managing staff, and much more. And so I'm so pleased that we get to work with Chris and give him this opportunity. So I just wanted to say. I didn't want to say that.
Well deserved, Chris, well deserved.
Congratulations, Chris. Excellent.
Yeah.
And so starting back at the top, we have a lot of things as you have been probably seeing and tracking. The MPO has endorsed the UPWP for the next federal fiscal year. The new contract, typically we sign that at the end of September so that we start October 1st. I don't know how it's gonna go this year. We'll see what happens. It's a formula grant. I'm still not anticipating some major shakeup there. We did receive some new contract language, and so I have a sense of kind of where things are going, but I don't know exactly when it will happen. So hopefully we'll have something great to report in September about that. So we'll talk about that soon, but there's a whole host of new activities that are noted in the UPWP, and they include things like taking the regional bike ped plan work and incorporating and funding conception and design. Also potentially looking at ways to use TIP dollars for the financing of project design, which is a major barrier for a lot of our communities to actually get projects programmed on the TIP. And then also being able to fund 2 road safety audits, which is something that we had hoped we were going to be able to do through some federal grant funding, a different grant, but now we're going to use our UPWP dollars to do that. And that actually aligns with Emmanuel Regassa actually became a newly certified road safety professional, or an RSP1, which will help us at the agency in the development of not just the safety toolkit to advance the Vision Zero plan that was adopted by the MPO, but also for those upcoming road safety audits. So really trying to kind of line up as much services and capacity as possible to help your communities. We also, the UPWP Amendment 4 was approved. That was mostly just making some changes so that we were reflecting our current staffing and current sort of level of ability to complete certain projects, and also removing projects that we're not actually moving forward with. And then they released TIP Amendment 4, which is for the increased cost of the Yankee Doodle bike path. It's technically open for public comment and
Closed today.
it's closed today, so don't comment on it. If you have comments too late, No, I'm sure it's not too late, but it's too late for the tip.
Yeah.
It's not too late for the project itself. But we're excited to see that that's still moving forward, but it is a lot more costly than whatever was originally programmed. Also, the staff presented their TIP project review study, and if you want to take a look at that, it was based on a project that we did in Chelmsford. You can click on this link in the report and check it out. The regional bike ped plan had a great public forum here at the senior center in Lowell last week. So last
Tuesday.
week. It was,
Yeah,
it
2
was
years ago.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday. Yeah, we have busy lives here. And so do you, so I will be faster. So last Tuesday, we had a great meeting and while it was certainly not, a full room, it was, and Chris, thank you so much for being there. We had just the right amount of people to have really great, small group discussions and get some really interesting feedback on core components of the plan, which will help with both the advisory committee and their work, and also the tool design team who's working on the plan itself, but also is helping in our overall engagement. And most of our engagement is not focused on public meetings and bringing everybody out to a meeting at 7 p.m. in, municipal building. No offense, they're great. I love them, but not everybody comes to those meetings. So the strategy and engagement in this planning process has mostly been to carry the plan to your communities. And so we've been appearing at farmers markets, 5Ks, so many things that are listed here on the screen, with thanks to Kelly and her team and many other staff here at NMCOG who've been actively participating in that engagement. And I think actually it's netted thousands of conversations and touch points, so it's way more effective than our standard public meeting.
It's been like 50 hours of outreach out in our community, so it's been really productive.
And we also have a survey that I think is out, so.
It is out, and we have yard signs that are going out. Actually, if you have suggested locations for yard signs in your own communities, we have them here in the office and you can take one with you. But we're trying to get them out in each one of our communities.
And so far, I think they're in,
Tewksbury, and I think we have locations in Lowell.
so if you didn't hear your community, please, please take one. And we're still looking for opportunities to engage in a couple of our communities, I think Drakeit and
Tingsboro.
Tingsboro. So if you are here representing those communities and you want to follow up with Kelly, we would greatly appreciate that opportunity. So that's what's happening with transportation. One more thing on transportation actually is that I wanted to spotlight is Blake, our regional transit planner, has just completed the first part of the jobs accessibility study. And we're planning to then do a deeper analysis. Once that's completed, and if there's something that we think would be interesting to share back with the council, we'll share that at a future meeting. But I think that that'll be a very interesting analysis to really understand how the LRTA is operating in relationship to some of its peers. And for reference, that's the Worcester Regional Transit Authority, the Brockton Area Transit Authority, and MEPA, of course, which is based out of Lawrence, Haverhill, Merrimack Valley. I also wanted to note the as I mentioned, the Vision Zero plan engagement, which is continuing, and also some participation in coordination with Lowell, who's working on their safety action plan as well. The EDD application was submitted, which was no small feat. We basically had to rewrite pretty much the whole thing. So that's been submitted and we await hearing notification and hopefully a next step. Staff also completed the Greater Lowell Digital Equity Plan. I think I mentioned that was like in the process of being completed at our last meeting. Now it's completed. And we're working on the scopes for the implementation process right now. We also completed, with the assistance of a consulting firm called Wright Pierce, they're based out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, a stormwater asset inventory for our entire region. This came out of the Northern Middlesex Stormwater Collaborative work, and we're still awaiting news on the whether or not we have funding for the second phase of work, which will look at an additional mapping effort. It's called Merrimack Revive. The Regional Housing Services Office work has been continuing to move forward with Christian D'Amelia, who's the Regional Housing Coordinator, working with a lot of people from your various communities on who are part of the advisory committee or some of our primary contacts. This is an effort that we'll probably be having a lot of conversation about in the fall, because if we're really serious about moving forward with it permanently and sort of taking it beyond the sort of piloting phase and study phase, we'll need to commit municipal dollars in order to make that happen. So more to come on that at the September meeting. That's basically a fee for service sort of operation to help to ensure we're not just creating affordable housing and working on policies around it, but also ensuring that it remains affordable and adding units to subsidized housing inventories and a lot more activities. There's a whole host of things. And that was all actually reported out in an interim report, which I'm also happy to share with the council. It's not linked to this document, but I can share it separately. I'll mention that just sort of in passing here, a lot of direct technical assistance to your communities, various projects in progress here, but two of them are rounding the corner for completion, including still the Chelmsford HPP and the Dunstable OSRP, and just kicking off some new projects as well that are mentioned here. I also wanted to say that we are helping the town of Pepperell with through our regional energy manager, helping them with looking at their capital plan and identifying ways to incorporate decarbonization or sort of like energy efficiencies into how they look at their capital, how they prioritize rather in their capital plan. And then we have a public meeting in Dunstable to look at Route 113, a visioning process. It's looking at existing land use and then also potential opportunities. And that is happening on August 13th. And I think that is all that I had on the screen, but I also wanted to mention that I've been working with, thanks to the help of Pat, Doug, and Mary, as well as with staff, Sarah, Kelly, and Donna, on the annual meeting planning, and I think we have an annual meeting now. As of today, the last step. So we have, I may have mentioned this the last time, but we will be having an inaugural awards program. And this is an awards program that will give an award to a staff person, a council member, it's a distinguished service award. And also a member from either the public or regional organization or a community-based organization. This year it will be a regional organization. And then also a legislator. This year, we'll announce those awards as we get closer to the annual meeting itself. And we will also have Representative Arciero, who will be the person receiving the legislative award, as one of our keynote speakers, as well as Secretary Augustus, who, so both of them will be there as part of our keynote presentation. And it will be at Chelmsford Center for the Arts, as I mentioned previously, on October 15th. The meeting itself is actually going to start at around,
5:30.
5:30.
Yeah.
So you'll need to adjust your typical time, because we're starting our business meeting a little bit earlier to give everybody the opportunity to just see the center. There's some galleries and things that you might want to see, and do some quick business meeting activities. And then we'll have a very long period of time for networking and socializing before the program itself will start. So I'm glad to answer any questions about the annual meeting. And then lastly, two things that are happening also in the fall, hosted by the CEOs, which is that group of town managers and city manager and other folks who participate on a monthly basis. We have a dialogue happening with National Grid in October to address some of the issues that have been raised around our grid capacity in the region. It's not just in Westford, which is where this issue sort of came up because of a larger development project. But it's also something that's an issue in all of our communities, especially as we talk about things like decarbonization, meeting net zero goals by 2050, and a whole host of other sustainability. So we will be hosting a dialogue with National Grid in October. And also, and lastly, I promise, we are having a transportation forum on November 10th. And that'll include Representative Arcero again, because he's the co-chair of the Joint Committee on Transportation, and Secretary Tibbetts-Nutt. I have more things. I can't resist, but these are personal ones now. First of all, I'll be taking a vacation. Starting on August 7th, and I'll be back on September 2nd. So
That's a nice vacation.
if you need me, I won't be here, but Kelly will be here,
Kelly.
and she will absolutely help you with any needs you have during that time. Also, I wanted to make sure that you were aware that I have, I was nominated, and now I am a candidate for election to the APA Board of Directors, the American Planning Association. It's an at-large seat. The election will be happening between August and September, and the results of that election will be announced sometime in the middle of September. I will report back to you with any hopefully positive results. And if they are positive, I'll share, we'll talk about whatever that might mean in the future. Likely not much changing, but just to let you know about that. This is not like campaigning or anything. This is more just making sure that you're aware that that's happening in case you've seen my name, which will become more out there, and had any questions about that. So that is it. I'm glad to answer any questions about my report.
Any questions for Jenny or anybody, counselors online?
Nope. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
It's great.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah.
Thanks, appreciate that.
So actually, I did have one thing. So for the site plan review for Borica, so.
Oh, yes.
Will you be there for August?
August, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. we're
Yes,
there.
and for West,
That's
I
it.
will be there next week to talk about site plan review.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Let's move on to community exchange. Want to keep them brief tonight, that'd be great, but talk to them if you like. We'll start with Bill Recker, actually Chris.
All right, put me on the spot. Well, actually, to kind of go off of that, we just had our planning board meeting last night. I think two things, it looks like someone is gonna try to do a dog, really increase the maximum capacity for like a dog grooming business in town. So they wanna do, but we didn't get any concrete of kind of like zoning bylaw that they had developed yet, but they were just telling us. And then I think one of our select board members wants to, I guess, he wants to try to increase decrease the number of vacancies in town, but I feel that the zoning law itself is kind of throwing, what is it? Throwing a well, spaghetti at a wall and seeing what sticks, so. So we'll be interested to see kind of how that will go out. The only other comment I have is, we did miss you guys, because I think you guys were on the agenda, we were like, because we did read the site, was it, you mentioned, was it Lexington?
Yes.
As a way to take over for, take some things from the site plan review regarding that. So we did read it, but we just didn't want, and we were like, well, actually, they should be here and talk about their stuff, so. Hopefully with August and stuff, so, but yeah, but that was the meeting there, we have a hot air balloon thing coming in for like, in the next couple of weeks, and if you can come to that. I messed up, I thought it was June, but it was actually July, so just wanted to bring it that. Do you have anything to add, Mary?
On the topic of tips, one of those long tips has been the northern part of Boston Road Route 3A in Billerica, and it's showing remarkable progress. It's really hitting. We'll have to meet there or something, so you can see what it looks like, but it's very beautiful. It's a primary road in our town. And it has all, you know, new lighting, new concrete, a brick band. I mean, it's stunning. It will be stunning, but it's moving right
So
along.
where is, what street is this? Main Street?
Boston Road,
Boston Road.
which is also Route 3A.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, north of the center.
Yep.
But it's, when you see it years in advance, you see the tip. You say, yeah, right, okay, that'll be a long time, but
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
yeah. So when it's finished, we'll do something that involves all of us.
Exciting.
That's all. I won't bore you with any other crazy little details.
Okay, we'll move on to Chelmsford, Pat.
Yeah, just a couple of things. First of all, it was good to see Kelly and Emmanuel at the farmer's market on Saturday. It looked like they were engaging lots of people in the conversation
Nice.
about bicycle and pedestrian plan. So we got a lot of good feedback there, so yeah, that was good. And the reason that we didn't have a lot of Chelmsford representation at the workshop that you had last Tuesday was that Mass DOT was having a meeting in Chelmsford about the potential TIF project that would reconfigure, also part of Route 3A. In Chelmsford, Princeton Street, kind of where Mahoney's is right now, up to Technology Drive. It was also well attended, lots of good questions, and looking forward to seeing that happen in the next 5 or 6 years or so. And lastly, a fun thing this weekend, in Chelmsford, we're gonna host, the Little League, our Little League, town Little League will host a regional championship for the 12 and under kids.
That's great.
So,
Nice.
so they come from all across New England, and that starts, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. If anybody wants to be out there to throw the first pitch or to watch us throw the first pitch.
That's great.
There's a Little League field in Chelmsford.
Nice.
At Fletcher Street in Chelmsford.
That's terrific.
So,
Okay, thank you, Pat. Let's see, John?
So last week at a planning board meeting, about 1 week ago, a very lengthy meeting, one of the main public hearings was for the Chelmsford Mall property right on Route 110. So many of you know that's one of our major retail centers. But the ownership of the mall was changed. It was sold in late 2024. So the new owners, their consultants came before the board, presented a plan. As many of you know, it's fully occupied, but it's sort of dated. It was built in the early 70s. The new owners presented a plan to add two, described as fast casual restaurants, drive-throughs on the pad sites, which are currently a parking area that seems like it's seldom used, excuse me. So, as you know, one of the issues with the property is, right across the street, there are residential properties. To the right of the mall was the residential street, named Manhattan Street, there were residents that live there, so. You know, the meeting was well attended, and many of you could guess, there were a lot of concerns about that with traffic in that area. So the owner, I really sincerely think is going to try to wants to try to address some of those concerns if possible. And so they'll be back before us again, but it was a lengthy meeting, but I think to me, the property could use a facelift, so we'll see where it goes, but.
Okay, thank you. Ted?
I yield my time.
You can't use it immediately, though.
Oh, when I have something to say, I'll say.
Okay, thanks, Doug. Let's move on to Lowell, Wayne.
Sure. So I'd like to invite everyone to Folk Fest, which is the 25th through the 27th. If you've never been, it's really worth coming down and walking around. It's the largest free folk festival in the country. So 3 days of food and music and fun and revelry in downtown. On another note, a delegation from the Urban Economic Forum was at our most recent city council meeting to help share the announcement that Lowell has been selected as the first frontrunner city in the United States. This is a program that the UEF does and has had a pretty dramatic impact on development in Toronto, which was the first place they did this. And so over time, you're going to see a lot of work in the area of sustainable development, equitable development,
and some really interesting stuff that's gonna come down the pike and will probably land in NMCOG's lap. And will interface in with all our surrounding communities in all kinds of interesting ways. So pay attention for more info on that coming soon, but that's a pretty exciting announcement that dovetails nicely with some of the other stuff we've had recently, like Link and some movement in the Hamilton Canal District and stuff like that. I don't know, Jerry, if you have anything to add?
Yeah, well, I would comment, Wayne, that the planning board adopted the master plan and I think it would have been controversial before the council, but that passed at the planning board, which is the requirement, and it looks like that's a document that's been used in the process to help in being recognized and being selected. So glad to see we could contribute from our perspective. Also, last night, MassDOT held a meeting at the charter school next to the Rook Bridge. Pat was there. It made me remember Pat. Pat and I were on the original advisory committee about 15 years ago to look at the new, the placement in the
And
bridge.
that's gonna
Right?
happen.
Yeah, so
That's exciting.
It does take time.
yeah, and so they did provide a package, great, I just wanna give the timeline. So the project schedule is 18-month design duration, construction activities began here in the summer of 2025. Initial work will consist of investigatory borings and field activity, that's June through August, so you'll see some activity out there. Tree vegetation clearing, August and September, temporary trestle construction, fall of 2025, so that's the average person, that's when it'll start to, look like something's happening. And then full beneficial use of the future Rook Bridge is anticipated in 2029. That is, the original date was 2028, so it did move up a little bit. And final completion expected by 2030. So I keep telling everybody, stay healthy so you can.
Yeah, walk the bridge.
But it really is going to be, I'm happy to pass this around, but it really is going to be a spectacular bridge. Yeah, it's well worth the wait. And it's going to have observation decks. Bike lanes, gonna be 4 travel lanes for automobiles, 2 dedicated lanes on each side for pedestrian and bike travel. And again, the observation decks as well. So it really is an exciting project.
What's the estimated cost of them for that project?
Well, it's gone up exponentially. Yeah, no, it's over 200.
270 million.
Yeah, 270 million. Yeah, it went up like 70 million from the original.
Yeah, it's 15.
Yeah, so
Biggest projects in the Commonwealth right now.
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the-
Yeah, no, it's, but I mean, this is great economic development as well. There's the old Wang, facility on the side where Macon was located, and it really is gonna be, I think that's gonna really open that up as well.
That was the reason for the Rook Bridge in the first place.
Yeah, exactly, and that's, matter of fact, that's how we got the bridge. And it was an informal discussion with Ed King, who was the governor at the time. And you want your bridge, we'll get you a bridge, and that's how you got the bridge, but I mean,
And you get more for your dollar if you make it across the bridge.
yeah. But I'll just pass this around and if folks can look at it, I think it's pretty good, so that's what I have to do, it's exciting.
That is good.
Congratulations.
Good news. Okay, let's move on to Pepperell. Char.
Geez, I feel bad. Pepperell's in a low rate at this point in time. We don't have a whole lot going on. But I think things will start kicking up as we get ready for our birthday party in mid-August. And we do have a couple of 40B projects that will start getting underway. So probably in the fall, will be a lot more to report from Pepperell.
Yeah, August 23rd is Pepperell's 250th anniversary, so have a big little get together on the town field, music and food trucks and all kinds of good stuff with the kids, so looking forward to that. Okay, Tewksbury, Rich?
Yeah, hi, thanks for having me, guys. So from our perspective, we're in a little bit of a lull ourselves as well. I think just maybe mostly due to summertime. But a couple big things from our perspective. The board recently voted to proceed with the roundabout design, sort of at our couple of our intersections in town. So we're looking to position that for MassDOT support especially as we head into fiscal 27 and 28. So that more to come on that, but the select board did vote to approve the design of it. So we'll look at that come the winter time and then have public comment shortly thereafter. A lot of logistical things right now from our perspective, just in terms of making sure that we have the right approach to appointed boards and committees, addressing quorum issues, clarity of missions, resident engagement, et cetera. And then just community engagement and just kind of making sure that we're doing the right things as it relates to outreach around capital projects, development plans, et cetera. So that's from my perspective. We just had our big 4th of July celebration a couple weeks ago. It was a great turnout. It's good to see, the community present and involved in that. So I think things will start to pick up again, though, come the fall for sure as well. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Jonathan?
Thank you. We had our planning board meeting on Monday, and I would say the thing that was most notable was, we're now gonna start addressing our upcoming requirement for a new master plan. We're gonna hit that 10-year mark, so we're gonna put that on the agenda and start discussing first steps so that we can get that ball rolling. And I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot about that, and we may be seeking some assistance as we put that together.
Okay, thank you. Alex?
She actually dropped off.
Oh, she did, okay. We did Drake again, didn't we? Okay, let's go to Drake. Don?
Thanks, totally unprepared, but I will mention that Mass DOT is starting the Route 110 paving project. $15.5 million, paved 6.3 miles from the Methuen border to the Huntsville Bridge. If you're going to be in that neighborhood, check Maps 511, find out what the delays are. I would say that the town is collectively beginning a reinitiative on redoing MBTA zoning within the town of Drake. So we're just starting that process all over again. And we're going to be sure not to repeat any of the mistakes made in the past in terms of, we thought everybody knew, nobody knew. So that's the news from Drake.
Okay, thank you. And welcome again. Tim? Okay. Bill?
I probably 2 items, this Campbell School project, which is a combined school of, Greenmont School and Campbell School for 860 students is proceeding. They're finalizing the schematic design that will be going to the MSBA in towards the end of August for their approval. And then if that approval is had, then it'll end up going to the November town meeting for discussion and hopefully debt exclusion. The other item is we are continuing to do a fairly deep scrub of the town charter. It started up as I think initially as a quick review, and as we look into it, I think the committee feels that a deeper scrub is necessary or should be had. So they continue to look at that, and that's probably won't come up for a vote with at a town meeting until probably June.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move to Tingsboro, Kim.
Yeah, hi there. Oh, sorry.
Hi, so the Greater Technical High School was awarded $700,000 grant from the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development to do some career technical initiatives work and with electricians, welders, plumbers, carpenters, all that kind of thing. And they've got some partners that they're working with, so that's significant amount of money, so that's pretty good.
Sure.
The town is also doing for the second year now a civic leadership academy. It's something that's open to the public right now, and it will begin on August 13th and run through October 15th. Just people a little bit about this. And the final thing is, to remind you, because I think it was mentioned last time, our annual Party by the Bridge will be happening August 23rd, and it might be a good place to get some, information.
They only have space in a waiting list. You
Yeah.
have a secret route in.
Well, I mean, I think, last time when we were looking for information for our housing plan, I think we shared a table with the town.
Okay, so great, yeah.
It's a shared table will be the way in.
Got it, great.
Where's the contact for the Civic Leadership Academy? Is that just?
Um. There's a link, but I don't think I'm online right now, so I'll have to get back to you. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Kim. Adele, you want to say something?
Yeah, so at our last select board meeting, we brought up the survey that is online, the Greater Lowell Bicycle and Pedestrian Plan Survey, so that folks have till the end of July to fill that out. Hopefully that we're getting some good responses. So if you need anything from Tingsboro, any kind of signage, I think I heard that earlier. Please let me know if you want to reach out to my email. We can kind of push that further in Tingsboro. And I was just gonna say too, we have the Party by the Bridge on August 23rd. Really looking forward to that. There's I swear every day there's like something new on social media, like new and exciting on that. So I think that's gonna be a great time.
Excellent, thank you. I think that wraps up all the,
Joni,
excuse me,
Joni.
Joni.
Oh,
Sorry,
hi.
Joni.
Yeah, hi.
Westford.
Westford. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Quickly from Westford, our first big MBTA communities project on 37 Powers Road, the old Westford Materials site, continues in the public hearing process. Obviously, it's a huge project, 530 units. So there's, a lot to look at, a lot of concerns, a lot of issues, but it's moving along pretty well. So we look forward to seeing more from that at the planning board. From the Affordable Housing Trust side, we have been working with NMCOG on a scope for a detailed housing needs assessment. We feel we need something, what does Westford really need? We did have a housing needs assessment with our housing production plan, but again, trying to get something, maybe more in the weeds, what individuals with maybe some, focus on actually talking to people in Westford and find out what the real bottom line need is from an affordable housing and general housing standpoint. The Boston Road project, which is quite a mess, but is going well. There are road closures weekdays between 9 and 3, and they did a great job setting up a detour using Tadmuck Road. So anybody who does try to come through the center of Westford up from 110 or 495, you will encounter the detour, but it's going well, and the state is also painting the bridge crossing that's on 225, the 495 crossing, ongoing. It's been going for quite a while, but does between that and the state repaving parts of Route 110, it's quite a challenge to navigate through Westford right now, but everything seems to be moving well, and detours and police details are doing a fantastic job. So that's it from Westford. Thank you.
Thank you, Joni. Okay, that wraps that up in terms of reports. So let's move on to NMCOG reminders and announcements. NPO meeting August 27th at 2 p.m. There's no NPO meeting this month, right? Okay. And of course, we're not going to meet next month for NMCOG, but we'll be meeting in September 17th at 7 p.m. Any other announcements, Jenny, you guys have?
I don't.
Okay, thanks, Jordan. Let's see, other business, the NMCOG officers met with Jenny, we went through the annual performance review. I'm sure you all received something in the mail with the actual reviews that were sent out from Mary, and we got 7 that they returned. And 2 were just comments because they weren't comfortable, they hadn't been involved in the organization long enough to comment. But on the 7th, we met, the officers met, went over all the information, and me, Phil, Jerry, and Mary. And then we met with Jenny, who did her own self-evaluation. We all met together last Friday and went really well. And then, so what we did is, the final evaluation was sent for the record to Sarah. And a request for the officers, who unanimously agreed to give the executive director a 3% salary increase, which is within the budget, of course, accounted for. There was a comment that was made in the final evaluation for Jenny, so I thought I'd read that. It kind of gives you an idea of what we thought and what you all thought about Jenny's performance over the last year. It says this, so all the comments from the various councils were positive. A 3 rating indicates a performance that meets expectations, and a 4 rating indicates performance that exceeds expectations. Jenny's overall rating is 3.71, with every category exceeding a 3 rating. Jenny successfully completed major initiatives during this review period and has positioned the organization to assist all the NMCOG communities in multiple ways during the upcoming years. So I want to thank Jenny. We'd like to get more participation with evaluations next time around, counselors, because it really helps us out, because I pulled out, if I got it here in front of me, yeah, I pulled out, went online, just did some research, what a performance evaluation means, so just a quick paragraph, something to think about for next year. But it says performance evaluations are crucial for both employees and employers. To provide valuable feedback, identify areas for improvement and development, and help align individual performance with organizational goals. These evaluations foster communication, motivate employees, and inform decisions regarding compensation, promotions, and training needs. So we all need your help for, executive director, we all need help as every council and for our regional planning agency in general with interacting with that community. So thanks again, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on to, I think it's just adjournment. Any other business first, making sure? Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks again.
Hi,
Nice to
thank
see so
you.
many
Good night,
people.
everyone.
Yeah, enjoy the next month off.
September.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Night.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.